So, good evening. Good evening. The podcast is back again on a Friday, a little bit later than usual, but here we are. Dan, we've announced two players today. How you feeling, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. I'm all good. Looking forward, as always, to talking to you boys about this wonderful club. Yeah, it's signings day. We've only waited until the season kicks off, but we're starting to get players in now. And yeah, I'm looking forward to discussing what you boys think about these two lads that have come in. So thanks for having me on again, Lee.
No, come on. You're always welcome, man. You always speak sense. The chat love you as well, mate. So you're always welcome. Kenny, looking jacked. You been to the gym today?
No, it's all been running like cooking everything. It's boiling in the area. It's absolutely boiling. I tell you, I think I'm in Spain. You know, the house. I think what's happening is that because I can't stand flies, I'm being shut in the windows, which is a big mistake. Maybe I should swallow my pride because I'm quick enough to kill them anyway. The flies, you know what I mean? It's like,
that's why Kenny's behind in front of that ice machine. You know, see that's what it is.
Oh, you can see the ice machine. You know what I mean? You know the thing is, in talking about the transfers, you know, I'll have my say in both the transfers, but you know, they weren't my first choices. That's no disrespect to them as as footballers, but we could have got bigger names at less money, and I find it extraordinary why we didn't go for them. Maybe it's injuries or something we don't know about, but that's for the show, isn't it?
100%, mate. And Jez, good to have you back, mate. I know last week your electric was playing up in the area, the power cut and all that.
That was Arteta, mate. He came down and cut me off because I called him a prick.
They're trying to silence you, mate. Cancel culture and all that. But you were showing us backstage a book that you've got, mate. Well, there's 400 people watching already. Why don't you show these people the book, mate? And it's an educational book because we like to educate on this channel. But the show's yours, mate.
It's called it's called The Arsenal Complete Record. Yeah. And it's written by three guys, Josh James, Mark Andrews, and Andy Kelly. And if it's only about £8, get it off Amazon. If there's anything you ever want to know about Arsenal, it's in there from 1886 to it only goes to 2018. But there's a fact that I was just saying to Dan and Kenny and Lee. I didn't know this. Back in the day, a lot of you guys, well, some of you guys may never have heard of Bertie Mee. He was the man who got us our first European trophy and our first double, 70-71. And one of his regimes was if a player got sent off, yeah, could be anyone, yeah, Charlie Jewell, George Graham, Frank McClintock, Bob Wilson, anyone. If you got sent off in a game, he would make you clean the home dressing room. He would then also, as your punishment for being sent off for playing for Arsenal, yeah, back in the day, tradition, clean all the players' first team boots for a week. Can you imagine Bellerin?
Bellerin would have to make a tackle to get sent off, Jez.
Yeah, true. Can you imagine them being told by Farteta, Jackie, you've been sent off. I want you to clean the changing room, but I'll get you some rubber gloves and some Wellington boots. And yes, I think you better clean Aubameyang's boots on Monday.
Could you imagine?
Can you fucking imagine it? Sorry, can you imagine it? That is how Arsenal once were. You know, if you did wrong, mate, you got punished, and that was it.
And that's the thing, Jez, yeah? Like, you know, we've seen Granit Xhaka take absolute liberties out of this football club, yeah? And the guy strolling around with an armband on the other day, yeah, with an average performance. And then we send Sambi Lokonga out to do the interview with the press on his debut.
Yeah.
Right, after a 2-0 loss to a newly promoted team back in the top flight for 74 years. Like, it's embarrassing, man. But listen, let's we'll come back to maybe Granit Xhaka a bit later because otherwise I'll end up getting stressed. But Dan, we've announced two players. Obviously, Martin Odegaard, that massive creative source in midfield, and then Aaron Ramsdale. How are you feeling about both of them? Because, like, was talking to you backstage, all of you guys, about the Ramsdale one, especially. It was like a week ago when we bid for him, nobody wanted him. Literally, I didn't see a single person want him. Fast forward a week, he's now announced, and if you don't want him, you're now a fake fan. Like, and then obviously with Odegaard, he's back again off his loan. And something I took out of his interview, he said that, yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'd like to stay for a while. Yeah, and hopefully we can win stuff. The bit I took out of that was stay for a while. Yeah. I was like, does he think that like Modric retires and Madrid are going to buy you back or something? Like, but what have you made of them two, mate?
So let's start with Martin Odegaard. The signing hasn't improved us because it's this player that we had last time. So we wanted I believed, two priority players were a partner for Thomas Partey and a creative midfielder. And we've got those. They're called Granit Xhaka and Martin Odegaard. So on last season, we've not improved anything with the two priority positions that we wanted. So I'm a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest with you, Lee. I personally thought we could have upgraded on Martin Odegaard. Having said that, I don't think the guy's absolutely awful, but I'm not losing my head like some fans are, because this league apparently started at Christmas, not in August like it normally does. And when we signed Martin Odegaard, we were third or fourth in the league. So that means we're going to be third or fourth in the league, according to these fans, now that we've got Martin Odegaard. So they're going to be very disappointed when we come seventh or eighth, it seems. But as far as I'm concerned, mate, in all seriousness with Martin Odegaard, I saw 3 games where I thought he turned up. That was the North London derby, West Ham away, and I thought he ended the season pretty well against Brighton. All the others, he was pretty much invisible, in my opinion. I didn't think he was an outstanding talent, like some were saying. I know he was this wonder kid when he was 16 or 17, but he's never quite hit that mark. And I know that he's still 22, 23, and I like the way that we're trying to go about it with some young crop of players. Because the way I see it, Lee, still is Mikel Arteta will be sacked this season. I don't care whether it's in 6 games' time or in 16 games' time. So therefore, we've got a young crop of players which I think are good enough for a manager to come in and take them over. That's where my head's at now, because I can't think of what this manager's going to do with these players, because I've already seen that it doesn't matter whether it's Balogun or Martinelli or Lacazette or Aubameyang. He still can't get them playing. So I think the Odegaard situation is probably an okay signing. It's not a bad signing, but it's not a world-class signing, an elite player like some people are saying. As for Ramsdale, Chesterfield, he got them relegated. Bournemouth, he got them relegated. Sheffield United, he's got them relegated. So let's hope that he can try and keep us up because it doesn't look like a good omen. I'm not going to lose my head like some of the fans are about this, because like you said, Lee, now all of a sudden we've actually signed him. It's a good goalkeeper. But when we were linked with him 2 weeks ago, he was god-awful. So that's how much of a flip-flop we have in our fan base. I actually don't think it's a horrendous goalkeeping signing. I think there's a lot worse that we can do, like, what's his name? Runnison. We could have done a lot worse. But I must say it's not a goalkeeper that I think is very wise. The only thing I'll say is perhaps Leno has suggested he's not going to stay, and the rumours are true, and he believes that Ramsdale, for whatever reason, is going to fight him for the number 1. Now, if that's the case, Leno needs to get out the door, doesn't he? Why are we keeping hold of a player that doesn't want to be here long term? I do not understand that. So I'll be amazed if Ramsdale is our 24 million rising to 30 million goalkeeper that's going to come to sit on the bench. I think Leno might play less games than people are expecting, but this is all question marks at the moment. So not overwhelmed by the either signing, if I'm honest with you, Lee.
Yeah, add that to obviously Ben White and then Sambi Lokonga and Tavares. If you was to pick one player out of them signings that we've signed that is going to exceed expectations and their value that we've signed them for, which one would you pick?
I don't think any of them will, but if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Lokonga from what I've seen. He's the one who actually looks like he's passing the ball forward, and that's something we haven't had in our midfield for a very long time. So I think, me and Turkish did a show on Wednesday night, and we just sort of said the little things like that. It's amazing how much normally that wouldn't bother you. You think, he's passed the ball forward, good stuff. Now it's like, amazing, he's going forward with the ball. It's like, wow, why are we so excited about this? This should be the norm, and it's not. So I don't think any of them are overwhelming signings. If I was to pick one that I think will have the better season, it would be Lokonga, because I think he's a raw talent, someone highly rated. I think his mentality looks right, and he was obviously the leader at Anderlecht and the captain, and he's looking like he's got an eye for a pass. So I wouldn't go for Ben White after looking the other night. I mean, I've never seen someone who can't hit a ball as a defender. It's unbelievable. £50 million and he can't hit a ball. I mean, this is embarrassing.
He's up against Lukaku next. Good luck.
Yeah, and then Harry Kane probably when he goes City. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Anyway, but that's what I think, mate. Lokonga, I'd go for.
I totally agree with Lokonga as well, because we got him for 17 and a half. Yeah, all the rest of them, other than Tavares, maybe Tavares could be in Lokonga bracket as well. But it's funny because Lokonga wasn't actually scouted by Arsenal. Thierry Henry recommended him. Yeah, and wouldn't it be ironic if the only one that actually came good, was the one that Henry actually scouted?
Sack the scouts and just go through Henry.
Well, we had 3 more scouts, didn't we? So I don't know, mate. This club's just funny. The All or Nothing series is just going to be pure comedy gold. But
so far, they've got to show the Hibs game, the Rangers game, and the Chelsea game, and the Brentford game. That's going to be good watching, isn't it?
Oh, it's going to be mad. And then the Man City game.
It's unbelievable.
It's going to be jokes. And apparently there's a protest. That protest ain't going to happen. We all know what's going to happen. It's going to be clapped for the Chelsea bus. Give them a guard of honour, like they're European champions. But let me come to you, Kenny. Same question, man. Like, how have you seen our transfer business this summer? Obviously, I know we do these shows every week, but now we've announced 2 today. What do you make of it? And the same question at the end of that as well. Which one do you think could come good or be the best one out the lot? I'm going to grab a drink while you do that, yeah?
All right, good, mate. All right. First and foremost, what confuses me is that for a club that's always been a bit penny pinchy, you had an option on a better goalkeeper than Ramsdale in Onana, yet you haven't gone for him, and you had a cheaper option in terms of like a creative player in Auer, who we still can get, but you've decided to throw all your eggs in the basket of Odegaard. So you've actually spent more. Oh yes, on younger players, but in terms of like people can actually go into our team and make us better, you've forsaken them, and I find it quite extraordinary. I don't understand that, that kind of thinking. Yeah, the club say, "Oh yeah, let's go young, go thing," but that's fair enough. But at the moment, you should be all about all or nothing. The least we should be achieving this season the top 4, and that's the bare minimum. But the Arsenal I want should be challenging every year. So if you've got players like Nona and you've got players like Auer, they're 100% going to make the team a lot better. However, in terms of like Ramsdale, lukewarm, very lukewarm about him. I've seen he's a young guy, but my message to Ramsdale is, if you're here to sit on the bench, then get in your car and go back to Potteries. Because as far as I'm concerned, now you're here, you're going to play to the highest standards of them all. And you're going to push for that number 1. You're going to do it in training, and you're going to rip that number 1 shirt off that imposter we have in goal. Because that is your remit now. You're at Arsenal. No messing about. That's the level of Arsenal, all right? There's going to be no pats on the back. Oh yeah, a bit unlucky with a shit defence around you. You've got better facilities and you've got better players, arguably. So that is what I want from him, to be hungry. If he does that, then we'll be a better team. In terms of like Odegaard, I switch off his interview. You told me about the Arsenal official Arsenal interview with Frimpong and Jerk Chicken. Oh my God, give me strength. I mean, you might as well have got Grime Gran to interview her. I mean, I think she's got more passion in a little finger than that. Than Jerk
Big
Chicken.
up Grime Gran. Grime Gran would
have got Odegaard, shook him, shat in his face and swore at him and told him about what the Arsenal's about and what we expect from him. And in terms of Odegaard, what I want from Odegaard is that I couldn't care less, if you're one for the future. I want you for now, which means I want, seeing that you're the the bee's knees. I want 10 or more league goals from you, because number 8s and creative players about defensive responsibility score goals. I couldn't give a damn about your assists and pass levels. What I hate about modern football is that attacking midfielders are judged on their assists rather than scoring goals. Are you having a laugh? Don't you realise that the top teams, in order to even get in the top 4, you need about 3 or 4 players to score 15 goals or more? I couldn't care less if you're a creative player, you've got assists. Oh, boo-hoo! Let's go and have a party. Let's go on a booze. That's not what you're there for. We know you could do that. I mean, a creative player who gets assists, that's like me getting dressed in the morning. It's a dumb thing, isn't it? I mean, for the love of God, let's raise the standards a bit. And that's what I want from those two players. Raise the bar. Now, my biggest fear now is that I know factually, right, that a better coach will get more out of his team because I'm gonna liken all our signings. I'm gonna give him a pseudonym, Gary Cahill. Gary Cahill, when he left Bolton, went to Chelsea, and he took his game to another level. European Cup, UEFA Cup, league titles, FA Cups. That's the level, right? Level. And why did he take his game to that level? Because he had hungry people around him, and he had good coaches. And that's what I want from these boys. People say that they're one for the future. You're damn right they're one for the future. And they say that they're going to come good. You're damn right they're going to come good. Because they're going to bloody make sure you come good. Because any time you go out of line, I'm going to be on you like a rash because you work for me. And that's a bottom line. And that's my standards and my hopes for you are the highest because you work for me. And in terms of who do you think is going to come good? Let's see our coaches. Because at the end of the day, we don't know that. The bar is high for all of them. All of them.
Yeah, mate, I don't disagree. You said about, I just want to make one thing that you said about Odegaard's assists are like getting dressed. Mate, he had 2 in 14 games last season.
Then he probably wears flip flops and shorts like you did, doing the sun.
I have actually got flip flops and shorts on, Kenny.
There we go.
I literally get out of a shower and I have to go and have another shower, mate.
What I'm trying to say is that the bar has to be high, and you've got to let the people concerned know, right, that this is a level, and the only people who are going to keep these guys in check and keep them to that level is the fans, the stadium 100%. Fans, the people on Twitter. All right, it's for their own good and it's for the good of the club. They're employees and they work for us. I need winners. I'm only interested in winners. I don't do second place. I'm certainly not part of that. Win, draw, lose. Let's hit the booze brigade. Been there, done that. I'm in the results business.
And you're on the Ribenas now, aren't you, Kenny?
Well, so I stopped boozing 9 years ago.
Maybe I should join you. Cheers. Although saying that, you are 10 years older than me, aren't you? So I've got 1 year left. I've got 1 year left of boozing, and then I can pack it in. Jez, same questions, man.
Odegaard. Let's be honest. I wasn't impressed last season. I didn't really see what he brought to the party. To be fair, scores 1 goal, fair code, yeah, whatever. But I did see something today. I nearly cried, really. There's some chap who said, this is the apprentice bird camp.
Oh, wow. That would have been an instant block. I can't lie. That's an instant block.
Apprentice bird camp. Are you sure? Really?
Where did you see this? Expose him, Jez.
At bird camp's same age, he was top flight playing for Holland. And I was like, is this really where we've got to? But anyway, yeah, let's get back to the players. Odegaard, well, welcome to Arsenal, mate. And I do hope I will always back any player at the club. Yeah. And, I hope you do well. I really do. I'm not going to make any judgment right now. I wasn't impressed with your loan time last season. I didn't see anything great. And watching your stream earlier, Lee, the facts you came out with about his passes forward, and his passes backwards. Well, the only thing I can think there is he's been talked to by Xhaka. Personally, regarding Ramsdale, I'm just going to make a comment here that she's going to be controversial. When we bought in John Lukic, everybody was like, "Oh, who? What? This guy's pony, you know, blah 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 blah." In my opinion, John Lukic actually turned into a half decent keeper. He wasn't David Seaman, he wasn't a Bob Wilson, but I think that, and you know, people are going to hang me out to dry for this. I think that he has got Premier League experience, which is a big asset. He's not the best, we know that, but then again, nor is Leno. So again, I'm going to wish him the best, because I would hope that with some decent coaching and the fact that he wants the number one, as you guys said earlier, he may fight for it, and he's then going to up the game of Leno. Now, we know Leno wants out, and you know, there's no point in going back in time about Martinez and all that. But I wish the guy well. I really do. I wish any new Arsenal signing well. The only one that I'm really, really thinking and hoping can improve us is the guy's name I've just forgotten. Fucking, that's how impressed I am with him.
The Congo.
You know, what I saw of him in highlights of the pre-season games, he looked quite good to me, to be fair. I can't proclaim to know everything about him and everything. I don't, so I'll be lying. But I wish all the new signings well. I'm not impressed with the window. I think we've spunked 150 odd million on, I would call, once again, Arsenal's average transfer market.
Yeah, mate, I don't disagree. And the thing that winds me up, I've said this on a few streams, is, and I was arguing with a couple of people yesterday on Twitter, at that lovely platform that just jumps on anything that's fashionable. And
hating you, Lee? Hating you? Is that fashionable?
Yeah. No, well, yeah, it is. It is fashionable, and then they cry when I try and cancel them. Yeah, funny old game, isn't it? But I was arguing with someone yesterday, and they were saying about Ramsdale. You just said about Lukic. Somebody was comparing it to David Seaman. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, that's all well and good. And the same I'll say to you, Jez. It's all well and good comparing these players, like, but these players were 30 odd years ago. The game's completely moved on from there. Yeah. And the fact is, we're now in the Premier League era where mega money is involved here. Yeah. And one cock up could totally hinder you for a long, long time. Yeah. And I feel like this transfer window is that one cock up. This was the first time we've actually had a war chest and gone out and spent money. And somebody put a great comment in earlier saying, do you think they've done it because of the Amazon documentary? It wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Amazon have paid a fortune to get us to be the next club. Yeah. So that money's then gone on. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But what I would say is that, like, I asked that particular person yesterday, was talking about David Seaman and his journey and blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, cool. Name me some players, some goalkeepers that have been relegated in Premier League history, and there's been about 100 odd goalkeepers in that time that have been relegated and then gone to one of the top 3 clubs in the country for more money than they were signed for the relegated club. Nobody can give me a name. Maybe David James. Yeah, everyone was listing Shay Given. Well, Newcastle are not one of the biggest clubs in the country, most successful clubs in the country. Yes, they've got a big fan base. Trophy-wise, no. Pickford. Everton are a massive football club. We all know the history about Everton back in the day, in the 80s and that, yeah? But they're not the top 3 most successful clubs in the country. So we have literally gone and brought a relegated goalkeeper who's been relegated 3 out of 4 years for 8 million quid more than he was signed for. Yeah, and it's like, How? When we could have gone and got other goalkeepers. I watched a brilliant podcast on LFC Day Trippers, and Gav's coming on Tuesday. Love talking to Gav. Yeah, mad passionate about football, let alone Liverpool. Yeah, and he sent me, texted me a clip, and he said, I've just got like these vibes about Arteta. He goes, I don't know why I don't like him. I just don't like him. Yeah, and this is a Liverpool fan. Yeah, and he's sitting there, he goes, they've done 24 million rising to 30 on Ramsdale. If you had 24 million plus 6 million for a goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale wouldn't be in the first 50 names that you'd pick to go and get. Yeah. Yeah. he goes, I hope they get, he goes, I don't like Chelsea because of obviously the Benitez thing back in the day and all that with the Champions League and Garcia's ghost goal and all that. Yeah. But like it's all kicked off, so they don't like Chelsea. But he said, I hope Chelsea absolutely spank Arsenal on Sunday so he can get sacked and Arsenal can get their club back. And that's a Liverpool fan saying that. A Liverpool fan that's got more sense than most of our fan base. Yeah, and I just see like so many, I know fans on social media are funny at times and like they just jump on a hype and it's just all about winding up the next fan base. Yeah, but I just look at it and I think Sambi Lokonga, I said I didn't really know much about him. So I did a lot of like research on him before I did a video when we were linked to him. Yeah, and I was like, do you know what? I hope this happens. He actually looks really good. Yeah, for Anderlecht, really good. He's big, he's strong, he's very good feet. Like Dan said, he passes forward. Yeah, his interceptions were more than any of our players last season. His tackling was more than any of our players last season. And it was like, albeit you're in an inferior league, but it's all relevant. Yeah, you're still a young kid and you're playing at a top level and you're the captain of that club. Cool. Right? Not that that makes any difference, by the way, whether you're captain or not. Sometimes, like Martin Odegaard, it's for PR, like Ancelotti said. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, he'll come good. I think he really will, and I think that he's a player that in a couple of years' time we'll be looking at and going, "That was a fucking bargain." Are we going to be saying that about Ben White, about Ramsdale, yeah, about Odegaard? I don't think we will. I genuinely don't, and I don't think we'll ever get anywhere near the money back for Ben White if ever we was to sell him. Yeah, Ramsdale again. I don't think we'll get the money back. Listen, I hope they all prove me wrong. And this is the thing, right? I'm going to say this to the 1,250 people watching live. Yeah. It's not a fan's job or a supporter's job, whatever you want to call it, to just blindly back a player. Yeah. You're supposed to come into this club and prove your worth. Yeah. That's how I see it anyway. Other people that disagree, and that's up to them. But we didn't want Ramsdale to sign, but now he's signed, we just blindly back him. No. That's how we've got into this mess for the last 18 years. Yeah, you have to prove your worth. This is the Arsenal. Yeah, one of the biggest clubs in world football. That, by the way, for the 1,270 watching now, has got the highest net spend in world football in the last 4 years. Yeah, we've just overtaken Man United for net spend in the last 4 years, and we're a fucking mess. Yeah. So when people want to sit there and say you're negative, you're this, you're that, we have done over £400 million since Wenger left. Yeah, we've spent more than Chelsea. Yeah, like it's just amazing how people are just sitting there going, "Oh yeah." Like I see a tweet the other day, and it was a guy he listed all of the names of the youngsters. Project Youth. I guarantee Arsenal tweet that out in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah,
that's everywhere now. Project Youth. Yeah, this has got Spursy vibes written all over it. This transfer window, where we sign all these players like Tottenham did the Bale money. Yeah, and only Eriksen came good for them. Like Sambi Lokonga is probably going to be the only one that comes good. Yeah, and it's like Project Youth. And he tweeted out this lad, and he said they're all going to peak at the same time in 3 or 4 years. Yeah, by then we've gone 22 years without a fucking win, mate, a title win. How long do I have to wait? Like we've smashed a stadium down for this. But Dan, let me come to you so I can take a breather because I'm just going to go off on one, mate. Where do you see us going this season? Because, like, obviously we've got Chelsea next, which is probably not the best game to have after a Brentford loss. And then we've got City. Then after that, we've got an international break, which will probably do us a favour, if I'm being honest. But where do you see us going? And what's your hopes and aspirations now that we've pretty much done our business? We've now got to get a couple of players out. Obviously, I think Reece will go. Eddie and Nketiah maybe. Bellerin won't go because he's part of the homegrown quota, which is why we're desperate to keep him. Yeah, which is why we signed Ramsdale, because we let Willock go. which makes it even more stupid that we've started let Willock go. Yeah, because it's like we need that homegrown. But where do you see us finishing this season? And what do you expect from us this season?
So, because I think this manager will be sacked after the North London derby, and I stand by that, I think he will, because I think the fans will have him out. I believe that we could push towards top 6, I think, because I don't feel like within the start that we're going to have, that the confidence will be lifted that much. So I think we're going to be looking to try and sneak into Europe. Now, on paper, I think the squad's good enough to compete with top 4, and I still stand by that. I just think that there's so much talent within that in terms of youth and experience now. And I think when you look at Gabriel coming back into the team, Thomas Partey coming back into the team, I don't see why we couldn't get a system that actually suits our best striker in Aubameyang to actually allow him to score some goals. So therefore, when you've got that spine, actually, it's not such a bad side. Now, we might miss out on top 4 because I think actually the teams that are ahead of us have spent very wisely. Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool and Manchester United have all improved on last season, and Leicester have kept their best players and actually added some top players. I think Dak is going to be really good. And I also love Soumare. So I think Leicester are probably one of the best well-run clubs in the league. So I can see that being the top 5, and I think we'll fight for 6th place. The reason I don't think we'll get higher than that is because we've got an absolutely horrendous manager. And I think that the first 6 games are going to be the only 6 games he gets, because I think the fans will have him out. Because if the fans want Emery to be sacked on what he did, then surely they can't be happy with what Arteta's done. I'm still amazed that this guy's even in the job. I'd have sacked him the night of Villarreal. I was done back in October when we lost 1-0 to Burnley. I just done. See you later. But obviously everybody was telling me to trust this process, which now has kind of come to an end already with some fans. So I think one thing you mentioned, Lee, which is really, really important to come back to is we don't spend money, spend some effing money. We've spent a lot of money, but look at what we've spent it on. And yet again, it seems that there are risky signings. 50 million on Ben White, Ødegaard coming in, obviously the Lokonga and Tavares deal, Ramsdale, a lot of money for a goalkeeper. So this reminds me of good players you've bought in the past for less money. When we've spent money well, Alexis Sanchez, for example, Santi Cazorla, for example, yes, it's worked well. But over the years, look at some of the crud that we've spent lots of money on. Socrates, 20 million. Mustafi, 35 million. Granit Xhaka, 34 million. I look at Kolasinac coming on a free. Oh, let's stick him on 125k a week then. Mkhitaryan, swap deal, 180k a week. Lacazette hasn't been able to get back into the international team for France since he signed for Arsenal on 182k a week. We've got so many of these signings completely wrong. Some of them haven't cost a lot, but they've actually been wasted in the side and prevented players getting into this squad, like El Neni. Hector Bellerin come through the system at Barcelona, and we then signed him and put him on ridiculous wages, and now he can't move. We've got so many players that have been terrible signings of the last, I'd say, 10 years that have really, really kept us at where we are because the fans have accepted the mediocrity. And people say we're learning now, we're learning. We didn't learn with David Luiz. We didn't learn with Willian. We didn't learn with Runnison. We didn't learn with Ceballos. How many of the players are we now going to keep going on about that are just not worked for Arsenal within the previous regime and the current regime? So people are saying it's a new regime and we're learning. We haven't learned because we put ridiculous wages on players like Willian. We've given David Luiz a chance when we could have given somebody else a chance at the time, like Upamecano. We didn't go for him. We're looking at Houssam Aouar all summer. We haven't gone for him this summer. We've gone back to Ødegaard because that's what we know. So it's really frustrating to see that some of these lessons aren't being learned. And the other thing that isn't being learned is leaving things too late. I don't care when the transfer window closes. All I care about is when the season starts. And it's already started, mate, and we're underprepared yet again. So I go into the Brentford game with a League Cup side because everyone else has now got COVID. So why is it now that we're getting into a situation that we're leaving things so late again? So Kroenke, as much as I hate him and want him gone, has neglected and abandoned the club for the reasons I've just brought up, because he's allowed people to recruit poorly and he's kept them, and he's employed other people to come in and recruit poorly. Richard Garlick, everyone was bashing one out about. What's he done? Absolutely nothing. Just the same as what Sven Mislintat did, Raul Sanlehi did, Hus Fahmy did, Vinay Venkatesham did. We can keep going on. So we're replacing clowns with more clowns and novices with more novices. Edu's on a jet ski and got a cigar hanging out of his mouth and a barbecue on the go, thinking he's absolute solid now that he signed Ødegaard. What the hell's going on? Like, we should have been looking at these situations a long, long time ago. Odegaard was on loan, for goodness sake, and we've waited until the season starts to get him back. This is how poor it's being run. So I'm not a fan. I don't see faith in these people. And at the end of the day, Lee, you asked me what I think of this season. My only saviour is Antonio Conte, and I don't have the confidence that this ownership will employ him. I think they want a puppet and a yes man, and that's exactly what Arteta is. And that's why they're backing him with 150 million, because they think he's the guy to take us forward. And I'm worried that he's not. I'll ask you for your question. How many players has Mikel Arteta improved in 18 months? I can't count one. I don't know any of these players.
Do you know what? I'm glad you've said that. And sorry to cut you off here. I'm so glad you said that, because I sat on Terry and Diesel's channel, Claude and the Bansters. Go and subscribe. Yeah. And I sat on there, and everyone was making me go viral because I said he hasn't improved Saka. Yeah, he has not improved Saka. Saka was balling out under Emery, mate. Yeah, Saka was always going to be a superstar. It doesn't matter who it was going to be that was managing. You could literally have the most we have the most defensive-minded manager in the league. Even Steve Bruce ain't this bad. Yeah, and the fans voted it. It was there the other day. I see it. Steve Bruce was above Arteta. But you're right. Literally improved no one. Who has he improved?
Saka and Smith Rowe are showing raw talent.
Xhaka. Yeah, sorry, Xhaka went back to the level he was when we signed him, which weren't good enough.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. People will say Saka, Smith Rowe, and Kieran Tierney. My argument to that is all three of them are showing their raw talent. They've not been improved yet. They can be improved, just not under this management, in my opinion. Granit Xhaka had a good season last season. Yeah, apparently. He was our best midfielder and all this nonsense. What did we do? We come 8th. If that's improving a player, I'm worried. Honestly, I'm worried by it. And, you know, just before I finish, Lee, 19 managers in this league are apparently better than Mikel Arteta, right? Because apparently he's the 19th worst manager in the league. I actually look at the 20 managers in this league. I don't know many I wouldn't have, because I don't like Steve Bruce, but I'd have him over Mikel Arteta. I don't like Sam Allardyce, but I'd take him over Mikel Arteta. Do you know why? Because they show me a style of play. This guy has not in 18 months shown me what he wants to do. He can't pick his best 11. He's not shown me a style of football. And there's no way that I can tell that he's progressed any of these players. So people come back and throw back names at me like Rob Holding or Granit Xhaka. Come on, right? Are we serious? We think they've improved as footballers under this guy. They have not. So that's the way I'm not very confident going into this season, Lee. And I'm literally just enjoying the social side of things with my old man and my mates when I go back to games. I don't care about the 90 minutes. I
thought I banned you from this win, draw, lose on the boost match. It's all about winning. Winning is all. That's all or nothing. Winning.
All or nothing, yeah, that's it, mate. It's a madness, and we are in a shambles of a mess. We're in the mud, and I understand why people are trying to be positive, because that's, you know, how they believe they're going to get through their season. You just have to sometimes say your eyes don't lie to you. You need to be realistic and understand that this team has not improved in terms of the first 11. Might have improved some squad players, like some backups, and, you know, I'd rather have Tavares than Kolasinac. I'd rather have Lokonga than El Neni. But actually, when you look at the first 11. Ben White is probably as good as David Luiz, if not a bit better in terms of lack of mistakes, but I'm not so sure he's as experienced. I'm struggling after that, mate, because we've got the same attacking midfielder, the same centre midfield, the same front three that can't score, and the same back line, apart from Ben White.
And people think we're going to get in the top 4. It's hilarious. It's actually hilarious, mate. Like, it's hilarious, but at the same time, it's absolutely tragic. Yeah, because, like, you're right. We've replaced Xhaka with Xhaka. We've replaced Odegaard with Odegaard.
Yeah.
Mohamed El Neni, I've seen that little puppet, Chris Wheatley, put out another tweet today. I can't stand that geezer, mate. I cannot stand him. That football.London is worse than the Sun. Yeah, it is disgusting. That platform is a disgrace. Yeah, start saying it as it is. But anyway, that's a different podcast, right? But I've seen him put a tweet out tonight saying that El Neni is not going to Besiktas. Yeah, he's in Arteta's plans. Yeah, they had preliminary talks back in whenever it was about a new contract, but Arsenal haven't come back and sat around the table again since. This guy's in the last year of his contract, so why is he in Arteta's plans? Yeah, why aren't we letting him go to Besiktas? Like, why? We could have kept Joe Willock as a bench player. Yeah, we could have kept Joe Willock as a bench player. He scores more goals than that entire midfield, including Wodegaard. Lee,
I think in the club's defence, I think that Joe Willock is collateral security, and he is a player that other clubs will actually pay top dollar for him. Because let's face it, he's done nothing in football. But the club has said, what, 25 million? Boom, we'll take that, and that's the thing. Any asset now who the club generally believe is not going to take us to the promised land, then, and if the club's going to offer anything from 25 million upwards, then business, or dare I say, the club's open for business, and I think that's what Joe would expect.
You say that, but then clubs are trying to get Bellerin. Bellerin wants to leave, but because he's our longest-serving player and he's a homegrown player, and we haven't got a lot. I think we're
all right
now. Yeah, but we're going to let Reece Nelson go, so we're back under the threshold. Yeah, we're not going to let Bellerin go. Bellerin's worth about 20 million quid despite him being crap.
Yeah, but that's for footballing reasons, though. I'm not hearing anything, because as far as I'm concerned, I want 3 more players in. I want a right back. I want Housamau to come still to the club, and I want a top class centre forward. I'm not hearing about a right back. So that says it all about why the club are to let Bellerin go. That says it all. People might talk about homegrown players, but for footballing reasons, they clearly aren't looking for a right back. So I haven't heard anything.
Do you think our business is done, Kenny? Do you reckon it's done now?
No, I won't. I think and I'll tell you why our business is done. And because I'll tell you one thing right now: the judges and the executioners, unfortunately, are not fans who watch the games online, fans who watch on TV, i.e., armchair fans or fans from the board. The executioners will be the away fans, and I'll tell you why. Crystal Palace away, 2017, was the most ugliest.
You're not fit to wear
brutal atmosphere. You know how bad it was. You know how bad it was. Crystal Palace away. People actually wanted to fight you if you weren't angry enough. If you weren't angry enough, that's how bad it was. Watford was bad. Brighton away was bad.
I'll be back in literally 2 minutes.
Yeah, Brighton away was bad in 17-18. Sheffield United was poor. So what I'm saying right now, the away fans are the most passionate bunch. They get up first thing in the morning to get to the games. I'll tell you one thing, right? If they turn, they will set the rules in motion for Arteta's departure. That's why it'd be quicker than you think, Dan. And Man City will be Arteta's Armageddon. It doesn't matter whether people think we're going to lose or not. People are going to come to the conclusion that we're in 3 games in. We can't waste the other 35, because this season is a season where Arsenal have to get into the top 4. The board can, try and, give Arteta the security of, it's a process. Not spending that much money, and then we think more sides are going to come in and finish 9th. It's not happening, and that's where the fans play their part. The fans own the club. The club is the star. These people work for you. You've got to raise your standards and use your voices. So when I hear people saying, don't go to the game, don't pay merchandise, fine, that you're doing your bit to in terms of protest. But when you're in the grounds, this is a fantastic opportunity for everyone at the football club to let the players and the managers know this isn't acceptable. You gobs, use your gobs, tell them it's wrong, tell them you're not happy. Don't go there, we lose, we draw on a boost. Don't be a bloody wannabe journalist and think, oh yeah, I want to get me slot on Talk Sport or get me slot on Sky, and I don't want to, sound negative, or I don't want to be, I want to try and explain Arteta's tactics, and I'm going to take the mickey out of fans that are showing a bit of passion because I want to look good and look a positive fan and get a lot of followers on Facebook. No, it's not about that. It's bigger than that now. AFTV, right? Most watch fans show out there. Great, brilliant. But right now, all the people on that channel who've got aspirations to go there, abandon it. All the people, all their podcasts who want to abandon it. What right now, it's about raising his standards and stopping this slide. So what you should do is use your voices, and if it doesn't improve, force change to salvage the season, because we're the only ones who could do that, and we're the only ones who've got the power to do that. Am I asking for anarchy? No. But what I'm saying, use your fan base and your supporters' experience wisely. Because 8th place in the last 2 years, and then it'll be another 5 years about top 4 football. And we're talking the top 4. I haven't even talked about the 18 years without winning a title. You can't allow this to happen, all right? You can't allow people to dominate the argument about there's a process, give them some time. I've seen a bit of improvement. Oh, we're the 3rd best team since Boxing Day. Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, we beat Chelsea on the way. These people need to go in the back burner. If they're not going to raise the standards of this club and raise those, then they need to be left behind. And the people who should be doing the talking are fans who raise the standards. Because I'll tell you one thing, right? You cannot let the players off the hook for poor performance. You certainly cannot let the manager. You've done it before with Wenger. You did it with Emery. And now it's your job to salvage the season. And then when he goes, you make sure you shadow the club and you make sure they employ the best manager possible. Because I tell you now, this season's salvageable.
It's a very valid point that Dan's made and you've made about the away fans. And an away day at Palace is quite something. But what do you think will be, hypothetically, if Arsenal lose on Sunday, what do you think the reaction will be? Do you think there will be booing of Arteta, booing of the team?
Yes,
do you
yes.
I think it'll be
for a
toxic.
lot of fans, even the fans who have aspirations to be journalists and to be serious positive fans, Brentford was their Armageddon. And once you reach the Armageddon, there's no going back.
Kenny, you ain't ramping tonight. You're just
right.
like
You could flip flop like a lot of them did after Villarreal. But when they see the same thing, there's no saving Arteta. You know, you can't pull the wool over my eyes, sunshine, mate, by saying, "Oh yeah, the old school had COVID." No, mate. That team that you had out was still an expensively assembled team that was more than capable of winning that game comfortably, and you blew it. And no more chances. You fucked up pre-season. I didn't watch it. I watched
the pre-season that he's been begging for since he got here, by the way.
So let me tell you something now. You're on your 10th life, mate, because not the ninth one's gone. But we'll give you a 10th life just because you're a nice bloke. But I'll tell you one thing. I will not allow this season to go on like last season and drink it or nothing. I won't have it. This season has to be salvaged and he has to be stopped. I don't deal with failure. All right. Like I said 2 weeks ago, you did your GCSE coursework last season. This season, it's like your A-levels, your GCSEs or GCSEs are sitting exams, which means no play year, no margin of error. You can't do it, then please go quietly or you please replace him. I'm not messing about this season. I won't rest until we're back at the top. I won't rest.
Same.
And when we're at the top, I'm still gonna complain because I want us to stay there.
Who do you think, realistically? I mean, let's be honest, right? I think, as Dan quite rightly said, he is going to get binned because this just cannot continue. Arteta is delusional. He's bloody useless.
He's arrogant as well. Very arrogant. He's got arrogance of Pep Guardiola and technical ability or technical nous and coaching nous of Pulis.
No, he's probably got coaching knowledge of me, to be fair. I don't make myself out a football expert, you know. But let's be honest. Just a question to you guys: who honestly, and let's be honest here now, who honestly do you think, if Arteta gets binned after, let's say, Man City game, let's just say, who do you think Arsenal would actually realistically replace him with?
Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
He's favourite. I'm not even joking. Tony Rolfe texted me today and said Eddie Howe is favourite to be the next Arsenal manager. Yeah?
Unbelievable.
Make the boys' lives hell. Say sorry. That's not their standards.
but do you know what happened?
Yeah, but Lee, you've got a platform. You've got a platform now. You've got a platform. Yeah, Dave, you've got one of the biggest platforms. AFTV got a platform. You know, some of these, you know, people that you were speaking about before who've got secondary platforms. You've now let us know, one, their ages, two, that they're not actually in it about the Arsenal, and most importantly, right now, that they've got other ambitions. As far as I'm concerned, the trash, ignore them, but the people who really, really believe, like I do, that this is the biggest club in the country, only third behind Liverpool, Man United. That's what you're here for. This opportunity that ESL gave us in order to hold the ball to account, we can't let it sit for a finger.
They've missed the boat, Kenny. They've missed the boat, mate. Yeah, the fact and reality is,
let's create another opportunity. Let's create another
but
opportunity.
Our fans protested, and there was 5,500-6,000 people there.
I hear you, Lee.
And then the next one turned into "Let's clap." No, the fans are clapped. Why are you clapping?
And you hunch it right. You hunch it right. But as I said before, the judge and jury are the 3,000 people who on alternate weeks go home and away. They're the executioners. They're going to be our voices, and they're the ones who are going to demand change because they believe it's their club. Yes, they do have tendencies like win, lose, draw, we're on the booze. Right now, they're the ones right now. Forget about all the ones who said it on Twitter and all that. It's the fans in the stadium. They're the ones who are going to.
You've been saying this for a long time, and you said this under Unai Emery and Arsene Wenger, right? And we were there, during that Arsene. It was horrible, mate.
Yes.
Yeah, big up Troops as well, man. Big up to Troops, yeah. Big up to everybody in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to Troops' channel if by some miraculous reason you're not. Yeah. And big up to everybody who is watching. 1,456 people watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. My vlog channel is pinned to the comments. Thank you to everyone who's put a super chat in. I haven't been able to read them all out, but I've pinned every one of them.
You've been too busy in the toilet.
No, do you know what? I went and I ordered some food from a Chinese, Mr. Noodles, that food is banging, right? But they're useless, man. They've got electric gates at the end of the block, They text you and go, "We're at the gates, mate. That's half a mile away." Come up the hill, type the number in, I'll buzz you in. Yeah, it's like I had to walk down the hill, and then I broke my flipping flip-flops, didn't I? The little thing popped out. But anyway, as I was saying, we were there under the Wenger days, and it was horrible, man. Going to them games week in, week out, it was Wenger ins versus Wenger outs, I don't think it's going to get to that stage with Arteta, because it's just like he's not been here long enough for it to get to that stage. Yes, he won an FA Cup. Well done. Congratulations. That should be the bare minimum for a club of our size. But the fact is, I've always sat there and I've said, even under Wenger, we were there protesting, Kenny. Let's not forget this, holding up Cronky outs and stuff like that, That was 6 years ago and nothing's changed, right? The fact is, he ain't going anywhere. That's a big dick swinging competition. Who's got the biggest cock? Oh, I'm a billionaire with 10 billion. I'm not going to sell to a billionaire who owns Spotify with 3 billion. There's only 3,500 billionaires on the planet. There's no way he is selling up until he's ready.
He's going to make a profit out of ESL. But what thing is
because it's coming back.
Dave, there has to be a plan B though. But
my point is, Kenny, right? How can you trust the pro? How can people sit there and say, "I trust the process," and I back Arteta and I trust the process, but then you're Cronky out,
because
he runs the
process. Because what's happening right now is that people, when you hear people like Kevin Campbell, Martin Keown, and certain fans, when they talk about the Arsenal way, about how we conduct ourselves in the right way. It is complete and utter bullshit. They've made it up. All right? They've made it up to suit the narrative. They've made it up to suit the narrative of the Arsenal, where this bank living club. Let me tell you something. Jez will tell you what that some of the players like in the 80s. You're from the area. You remember that the road off Hornsey Road? That little pub where the postman went to do. Do you remember when the Tuesday Club? It was in that pub. Remember that, Jez?
Yeah.
That's what our players were doing in the 80s. They weren't doing things the right way. I witnessed it, and so did you.
Martin Keown sat on TalkSport saying when he walked through the marble halls, we were taught to act in a certain way.
Let me tell you something, Martin Keown.
History at Old Trafford, by the way.
Lee, sorry, cut you. Let me say about Martin Keown. Martin Keown cried like a baby when George Graham picked Tony Adams over him, and he went to Aston Villa. So don't listen to him. Can
I just make a point about the Cronky? This is a very small, very minor analogy, right? My wife and I own a classic car, yeah, and we were at an owners club lunch a few weeks ago, and a guy came up to us there who's a fellow owner of another car, Jaguar car, and he said, would you like to sell your car? And I went, no. And he went, I will give you tomorrow cash £15,000. And I said, I don't want to sell it. It's our little toy. And this guy, he knows me. I've known him for about 4 years. He rang my wife 2 days later. He said, I really, really want to buy that car. I'll up it by £1,000. And my wife put me on the phone to him, and I said, I don't want to sell it. Now, that is the cronkies. If they don't, you know, if you went in with him and said, I'll give you 3.5 billion, he doesn't give a shit. He's got so much money, he doesn't care. To him, in my view, Arsenal is a toy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a toy. It's a cash cow. KSE are making money out of profits from selling merchandise.
Profits up losses.
Yeah. So, you know,
Lee, enough of that, mate.
he doesn't, you know, even if I was a multi-billionaire, which I'm not, if I walked up to him and said, okay, Mr. Kroenke, I'd like to buy Arsenal, and here's 3.7 billion, he could just turn around and say, sod off, I don't want to sell it.
Yeah.
And I'd say, all right, a couple of days later, way over the budget, way over the price, I'll give you 4 billion. He can still turn around and say, I don't want to.
Yeah. He's got so much money, he don't need the money. And this is the
So
thing.
these protests of saying Kroenke out are going to do fuck all. It's Arteta out, Edu out, yeah, Vinay out, because they are the biggest problem in this club. And I don't care what anybody says. The Kroenkes are allowing this corrupt management to spend money, as we have, 138 odd million on bang average players. And it's the same old story. It doesn't matter how
We've
much
got the
money
biggest
you've got.
net spend in the last 4 years in world football. We've literally just surpassed Man United. Yeah, they were about 20 million ahead of us on net spend last summer. Yeah, for the 3 years up to from 2017 to now. Yeah, we have literally just surpassed Man United. Yeah, on net spend. Yeah, in world football. Let's not forget that. World football. Fuck the Premier League. We've spent the most money in world football in the last 4 seasons. Yeah. It's embarrassing. And the thing is, it's like, I look at it and like, listen, Kroenke's not the perfect owner, yeah? The thing that pisses me off is when people go, yeah, but how much has come out of his own pocket? How much has come out of Roman Abramovich's own pocket in the last 8 years? 0. Look at their squad. Yeah. Why? Because they spent their money and their infrastructure was built, yeah, on let's bash out the youth fucking policy at the club. Yeah. They've just bought Lukaku and their net spend this summer is £500,000. Yeah. And they've just done 100 odd million. Yeah. They've sold lads that have never kicked a ball in their first team for 20 million to Palace, 30 million to AC Milan. They've sold Victor Moses for 5 million. I didn't even know he was on their books. Yeah? He signed 9 years ago for 13 million. They've just sold him for 5, 9 years later. They're about to sell Bakayoko for about 30 million.
And again, mate, Lee, this comes down to well-run clubs like Leicester, like Liverpool, like Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund. That's just not what we are, mate. And poor recruitment has been one of our biggest issues in the last 10, 15 years. And it's not just buying players, it's selling them. It's only Alex Iwobi and Oxlade-Chamberlain we've managed to make any money on. Matteo Guendouzi was, 45 million at one stage? People were rating him, and we sold him for about 8.
Highest valued youngster under 21 age in world football at the time.
There we go. Yeah, and we can't even get like that Villa can sign Tyrone Mings for 26 million, yet we can't even get 5 for Mohamed El Neni. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is how poor It is
12 million
And-
for Xhaka.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, nobody wants. He's a brilliant midfielder, but nobody wants to pay more than 18 million for him. We've got Ryan Brewster going for 25.5 million, and we can't sell Eddie for 10. You've got Jordan Ibe that's going to Bournemouth for 15. Dominic Solanke going for 19 million.
Solanke, yeah.
Look at what Leicester have done as well with their recruitment. Unbelievable replacements that they sell Harry Maguire. It's okay. We'll get Soyuncu. We'll get Riyad Mahrez, who I love. See you later. We'll get in Harvey Barnes. Indeed, he replaces Kante. James Maddison replaces Danny Drinkwater. You know, Daka's now in and Iniacho are now in to replace Jamie Vardy when he goes. You've got fullbacks coming out of their arsehole when Chilwell leaves and when the others go.
All of these
Samari coming in.
When you had me in stitches on that void note the other day, man. You had me in fucking tears, mate. Yeah, he was just reeling out all these names here from Leicester. And I was just like, wow, I didn't know Leicester's team was that stacked. Like,
Honestly.
it's mad. And they've spent next to nothing, and their recruitment policy has been absolutely top class. The best bit of business we could have done this summer was sack Arteta. Yeah, that's the best bit of business. And then fucking straight afterwards, drop kick that fucking prick flipping burgers. Yo, we got another guest popping on as well. We got another guest. Man looks like Wing Commander Wilson with his earplugs in. Look. What are you saying, man?
Back again.
Back again. What are you saying?
What are you telling me?
Bruv, it's
telling
mad.
us?
It's mad. What are you saying about Ben Scheidt, about Ramsdale, and all of these, man?
The man is fucking crazy, I swear to God.
What are you saying, man? Well, rate the window. Talk to me, mate. Talk to me.
The window, boy. What? Right now?
Yeah, as it stands, yeah.
5.
That high? Are you high?
Like, yeah, I am still. I'm not gonna lie, blood. I say it's average, isn't it? Like it's nothing special. It's an average window. You get me? Like the Odegaard thing, we dilly-dallied with it. Like we could have got this done from time. You get me? Like I don't know, like what excuse you can come with. Like they weren't involved in the Euros. What's the excuse? Like you understand? Like we all like Real Madrid knew they weren't going to keep him. If we go there and put pressure, we could have got him earlier. You get me? But it's average for me, fam. Like I'm not. You understand? I'm not excited.
You're not excited, so you're not feeling it. Now,
we're all right now,
where do you think we're going to finish?
8th again.
That high?
What? Where you think we'll finish? Like 12th or something, blood?
Yeah, 10th. I'm saying no higher than 10th. Let's be real here, yeah? We've got a centre-back that won 49% of his aerial duels last season. We paid 50 million for him. Man got bullied by Ivan Toney. Lukaku's licking his chops, bruv. Yeah, he's thinking, fucking hell. He's never scored for Chelsea in the league. It's going to get mad. Yeah. Welcome to Banter Club. Santa Claus Arsenal are in town. Yeah. Man City after that. Then we got international break. Then we got Burnley and Norwich, or Norwich and Burnley, whichever way round. Mate, I genuinely think by Christmas we'll be sat about 15th again. Yeah,
and then we'll be second when we should sack him. After
no, they're not going to sack him.
I
Are
don't
you
think
mad?
they're going to sack him. I don't think.
Come on, Tricks, man. You've been away games, and you know what the away fans are like. They carry a lot of power, mate. They could be savage, man.
With Emery, that's what got Emery out. When the away lot turned, Emery went. Emery was gone. That was it. But I don't know, man. The way this fan base is right now, blood. They're all trying to trust this process, fam. You get me? So I don't even know if they'll turn, blood. What was it like? And you went to flipping Brentford. What was it like?
Oh, bro, it sucked, bro. It sucked, man. It was like, do you know what? I reckon now, like you just said, the fan base trusting the process. I don't think everyone is anymore, bro. I think it's got to the stage now where I would say, used to be 80-20. I reckon it's like 60-40 now. People wanting this guy gone. I think people are starting to wake up and smell it, but I still believe there is a certain section of his fan that are a problem in his club. 2 weeks ago, nobody wanted Ramsdale. Now he's in. It's all get behind the player. Like all of a sudden, he's a good goalkeeper. Like, what's all this about, man? Like, seriously, it got to a stage where we are now trying to get behind each player. Kenny, you were saying it the other week with me, bro, about it, saying, just get behind him. Listen, you have to be able to get behind a player that you believe wants to play for that shirt. We don't even know what this guy's going to be like yet. So that's the way I see it, bro. And I think that it was as toxic as it will be against Brentford, it will be worse at the Emirates, bro. You know what these fan base are like. They're most toxic fans in England, mate. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to see what happens if we lose. If we get spanked.
That's because of me and Troops, you know. It's our channels infiltrating these fans, isn't it?
It's that Liga,
yeah, blood. I turned Arteta around to stay relevant.
Yeah, mate. Listen, at the end of the day, yeah, like I just think that we've spent so much money, like we've lost the first game, and the funny thing is, did anyone expect us to win? Because I expected a loss.
I thought we draw. Like when I heard about Abra and Laka, I was like, "That's it. We're not." I knew we wouldn't win. From I heard Abra and Laka, I said, "Nah, we're not winning now, blood."
No,
I said we'll be lucky to get a draw because going there, it's their first league game in the Premier League. It's a night game. You understand? Their fans are going to be drinking all day, gassed up. You get me? You understand? The atmosphere is going to be mad. You understand? I knew that we was going into something serious, and without certain man. You get me? Even though they weren't doing that last year, for me, I personally think that Aubameyang and them man there, I don't think they're washed up. I think them man there have had enough of Arteta blood. I think they've had enough, and they are like, fuck this man. I don't believe in this man. Well, fuck this. I'm done with this, bro. Like, you understand? Like, you can't like. I think them man they're sitting there and they're looking at it like, what the fuck is this brother on? Like, yo, what is the tactic? Like, what is the plan? Just run it to Tierney and cross it, but then no one's in the box.
Yeah, man.
Do you understand?
And then
I see Aubameyang more in the defensive third than the attacking third, blood.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, my man, like you've turned, like, bro. I said it on my pod. You've turned Aubameyang, into Adi Akinbayi, fam. You understand? Like, you're taking the piss, bro. Like, people could come with, Troops, you're gonna defend him. You're cool with him. Rare tear, about my blood clot, yang. But man can't be telling me you've turned prime steak into fucking McDonald's, bro. You understand? Like, man's gone from gauchos to a double cheeseburger. Are you taking the piss? Are you taking that? I'm not having it, bro. I'm not having the slander, bro. Because blood. I'm telling you, if there was another manager, like Emery had him on smoke, blood.
Yeah,
Emery could play.
Them two rocking. I can't lie. 71
blood, come on,
contributions,
like,
man.
all of a sudden now, Abba and Laka can't play in the same team. But under Emery, Abba was doing a mad thing on the left, and Laka was coming with it down the middle. But now, we have to play one. We have to push this one to the left. We should sell this one. We should sack Arteta, blood. That's what we should do.
And the thing is, 71 goals and assists they got between them, yeah? But do you know what? I said this on the show the other day, and I'm going to bring Chig in a second. Big up Chig, fashionably an hour and 15 minutes late.
Chig, where are you, bro?
Don't watch me, man. Nigerian, man. I'm on that move.
But let me just say that big up to everyone watching. Big up to everyone that Rance sent over as well from his stream, yeah? Rance has been mad today. Rance is smashing it on Twitch, so go and follow him, man. Rance and Bants official. Yeah, he's literally killing it over there with subs and followers and raids and everything. I don't get what all that means, but it sounds good. So go and follow him. But yeah, 71 goals and assists between Laka and Aubameyang under Unai Emery. But when they played together, Emery let Aubameyang, yes, he started on the left in most games, but he let him just float into the middle. Laka would drop deep into the centre circle. Abba would spin off the back. Yeah, under this manager, we have literally got Aubameyang playing left wing back most games. Yeah, and it's just a joke. Like that guy, listen, I said I'd sell him at the end of last season. Yeah, me and Kenny were getting battered for it. I was like, listen, before he signed the contract, we was like, if he ain't going to sign, just get rid. Yeah, get some money and we go. Yeah, right. But the fact is, that guy has banged everywhere he's been. Yeah, he only played 11 games for Dortmund on the left wing. So why the fuck is this guy playing him at left wing back when he's up there? And I'm an old man, as you know, I'm 40 next year, right? He's got to be in the top 10 strikers I've seen for movement in a penalty box. Yeah, him, Aguero, Batistuta, all these types of players, they're fucking elite in the penalty box. Yeah, look at the goal he scored, that diving header against Chelsea. He literally peeled off at the back of Emerson. Emerson didn't have a clue where he was. Diving header, bosh. Yeah. It's ridiculous. We played him at left wing back. But Chig, let me bring you in, mate. What have you made of Ramsdale? Ramsdale. And somebody in the chat earlier called him Grimesdale. That might actually stick.
That's gonna stick.
Keep
Running with that one. Running with that one. You know the funny thing is, back maybe 6 months ago, I found out that Sheffield United spent 18 million on Ramsdale, and I thought, fucking hell, that's expensive. That was 6 months ago, and I ain't seen shit about him since. Oh, okay, sorry, he plays for England now, apparently.
He's not played a single game.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. For me, I'm devastated. I'll be real with you. It's the one signing I'm truly devastated about. It was the one where I thought, just don't complete that one. Any other one, just don't complete that one. And because I just know he's going to be a flop. You know when keepers have, I don't know if everybody does it. I know you man do it. You know when you there's a signing, you're not really sure about him, so you go on a YouTube compilation and you go on his highlights, and especially for goalkeepers. Especially for goalkeepers,
I know what he's going to say. I'm going to get a beer, man.
I'm going to lie, especially for goalkeepers. I thought to myself, maybe I'm exaggerating here, because I didn't know a lot about Sam Johnson, for example, and I thought, okay, let me have a look at Sam Johnson.
Johnson is a bad boy. We should have gone for him. He's the one I'm like, you understand?
Decent shot stopper. I thought, okay, cool, no problem, right? I thought, okay, well, this Ramsdale 6'2", maybe he's going to use his presence or something. Dude, how are you 6'2" and you got less presence than Ospina? The guy literally is screwed. The guy can't shoot. Sorry, the guy can't shot stop. There's no presence. He flaps at crosses. I'm like, how do you know this stuff going in? And you decide that you want to pay 30 million for him? And you want me to feel sorry for him?
Near post multiple times, man. Literally multiple times. Near
you
post.
know this stuff going in. I genuinely.
Danny Ceballos done him in the quarterfinal of the cup. Yeah, was it him in goal? I'm sure it was him in goal.
No, it was Henderson. Henderson was
maybe
in goal.
It was Henderson. Another shit goalkeeper. No, I'm joking. He's actually all right.
Part of me thinks to myself, oh my days, is there any way we can, are we sure we can't keep Leno? I'm at that point now where you guys know I'm never.
He's gone. This is what happens.
I think he's ended up eating his microphone, and now it's just he's nothing
gone.
left of the
It
microphone.
sounded like he was so close to the mic, and now it's just bounced. What happened? Chig, where you gone? What are you saying, troops?
Oh, he's done.
I'm here, blood. I had to just ras up the Zubi fam.
No, that's cool, man. But listen, we're going to wrap this up in a minute here because we've been going for like an hour and 12 minutes already, and I am fucking sweating, mate. I need to go and sit on the balcony. It is way too hot in this apartment. Yeah,
You're the only person I know that no matter what weather it is, you'll complain.
Oh, mate, yeah, all day. Mate, I refuse to put it on. I refuse to put the aircon on. Yeah.
Hey, Lee, you need to eat you need to get some vitamins, mate. You can't be feeling too hot and then you're too cold, mate.
No, man, just get a San Miguel, bro. Just get a San Miguel.
It's so English that way. It's so English that way.
Look, it's called Suave.
Lee, you doing a watch along with Chig on Sunday?
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. And then fan cams afterwards. Tom's going to be at the game, so I'll be doing all the fan cams on Sunday. Tomorrow, I'm doing a preview with Tom, Tony, Rolf, and Eunice. So that should be decent. And I think Matisse wanted me to do a preview on his channel, but he ain't come back to me yet. So,
Trips, are you back in England now?
Yeah, I'm at my mum's quarantining right now. I'm allowed out from Sunday.
Man's got that tag.
What, for the match?
Yeah, I'm on tag till Sunday. I ain't going to no match. Are you mad? I didn't even pay for my season ticket, bro. I'm protesting, blood. I'm not going nowhere near it. Nah, bro.
This to me the other day that you didn't renew it, and I was
I didn't renew.
You would have renewed that.
I didn't renew, bro.
Game on Sunday.
I'm not going.
I'm going.
Are you going?
Yeah, man. You know.
Yeah, I'm going.
He's trusting the process. That's why.
Unless I get a free ticket, I ain't going nowhere. Bro.
Hey, troops. There's loads of tickets.
I ain't buying the kit,
mate.
I ain't buying the kit. I ain't buying nothing, blood. The only kit I'm buying is for the kids because they're They're pissing me off now. Dad.
Oh, mate, tell me, I've just had 2 weeks of my little one and her mum fleecing me, mate. Yeah,
Bro, I
even
see
with
it.
her mum. I ain't been with her mum for 7 years. My bank balance has just died. Like,
You are
literally.
back.
So
That
she's
is
sitting there
funny,
like
mate.
Queen Bee eating fucking steak, and I'm with a kid's Happy Meal. Like, what
Yeah,
the
that
fuck?
burger. You got
But that
fucked.
burger was a joke. I can't lie. And do you know what pissed me off with that place? Yeah, literally right opposite was a place I went a week earlier. Yeah, and it was like mad banging food for about half the price. Yeah, and I'm sat there and I fucking got tucked for a burger, man. That burger was dirty. I didn't even eat it.
It looked like a rustler burger. You know, them microwave ones.
Let's see the one. Yeah,
Rustlers.
one of those
Sweaty
ones.
when it comes out the
Hella rubber. You understand?
Rustlers. Man,
So you guys at the North Bank on Sunday?
No, I'm in the West Stand.
Yeah, I'm in the North Bank, bruv.
I'm shocked you're still going, Kenny. I must admit, I thought you'd have tapped out.
Long
time ago.
Kenny can't tap out, man. Kenny loves it too much.
It's not. You know what it is, right? Thing is, right? People say, "Oh yeah, you're very optimistic." I'm not optimistic. I just think that I'm one of those fans, right, who won't have this kind of a mantra that, oh, you know, it's our cycle for success, and it's not our turn anymore. It's Liverpool's turn, or Man City's turn, or Chelsea's turn. I'm not having it. You know, when people say you're spoilt when entitled to success, you're damn right I am. You're damn right I am.
Yeah,
We
that's
must win the
true.
league every
Not bad.
year. Arsenal have to win the league every year for me. We're the third biggest club in the country. As far as I'm concerned, I'm only interested in first place. This isn't like like the 100-meter race, at Saturn Wishes, and all of a sudden I've basically smashed the field, and all of a sudden, right, they get the same colour medals as me. Not a chance, mate. Not having that, mate. I'm winning. Winning's beautiful. It's lovely. Trust me. Losing's boring. And a draw, Jesus Christ, you're just making up the numbers of that. And that's my mentality. My mentality is that I don't support Portsmouth. I don't support Plymouth. I don't support Palace. I support the third biggest club in the country.
Teams
And
beginning
we need
with
to.
P.
Yeah, it's that. I think the fans have to raise their game and use every platform they have to remind to let the club know that actually the players, Kroenke, and I set it work for them. And the minute we all start thinking
Kenny,
about
man.
that,
I'm with
standards race. Standards only come from the fans, not from anyone else. They come from the fans.
But the thing is, we've said this so many times, Kenny, right? The standards of the fan base is in the gutter, so it's no coincidence that the club take the piss.
Then they use your platforms to remind them that.
Yeah, this is what I do, but then I'm seen as toxic and negative, and I'm a scourge on the fan base.
All right, can I
Big up Loomis, blood.
Yeah. All right,
Man came through with the big Crater Magnum, fam. I'm loving life, cuz.
Oh, do that right now.
Listen, I'm going to wrap this up, yeah? Listen, Dan, what you got planned over the weekend? You and Judges doing any videos or anything like that?
Yeah, man, me and Judges are going to be
that's
back,
like them putting their clothes on. They never stop streaming those two.
Yeah, you man are active, blood. You man are. I thought I was active. Fuck, you know me.
Yeah, man, me and Judges have been busy boys. So we're going to the game. Both of us will be there. Both of us are going to do some reaction and some fan cam stuff as well. So we'll be about. So if you fancy heading over to Lee Judges TV, check myself and Lee out, then please do. And much appreciated. And thanks for having me on again, Lee. Top man as always,
man. Come on, you always speak sense, man. I like listening to you. You crack me up on voice messages as well. I can't lie. Yeah, when you're reeling off Leicester City players' names, I swear I was crying. All the Dan's Twitter link is in the description as well. Kenny, any boxing podcasts coming up?
It's funny to say that. If anyone's interested, Pacquiao's fighting in the early hours of Sunday
Is he still
morning.
fighting? I thought he retired.
Yes.
How old is he now, Ken?
He's 42. So Pacquiao's in
I
fight
loved
for a
him,
world
man.
title.
I loved Manny Pacquiao. I loved him.
So there's some boxing. I don't have to watch my jam murder boxing presentation this time because it's not on DAZN. But what I'm doing on Sunday,
I've got DAZN up on my phone as well.
So right. But what I'm doing on Sunday, I'm going to go to the game, and then afterwards I'm going to do a fan cam with you, and me, you, and Jess. I'm going to do the player ratings.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we're going to do player ratings. Tony Rolfe was banging on about maybe doing a fan cam, you and him together, which probably do me a favour.
I'm not letting him steal my thunder.
No, well, I was thinking it might do me a favour because Tom's at the game. So
yeah, it's true. Yeah,
and
I'm
but
not joking.
we'll see
Mate.
how it works. Listen, it's
Nah,
an
of
early
course I'll
start.
do it, Tony.
Yeah, Tony's sound. But yeah, make sure you go and follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Twitter and Insta. Jez, I know you've got a fan cam coming up on here and player ratings. Anything else in the pipeline this weekend apart from watching the Banter Club?
I'm going to a protest.
Is it against the owner?
No, my protest is against Arteta. We're not going to get rid of the bloody owners. Let's be fair. We talked about that earlier. But I'm actually going up this weekend. I'm not going to the game. I'm not going to the game. I'm not paying for a ticket. I respect everybody that does. Fair play. Good on you. I ain't going in the ground. But yeah, 3 of us are going up, travelling up on the train, and be a day out, really.
That's what it's all about nowadays, Jez. It's just a day out. It's not about winning anymore. It's just turned into a fucking day tripper, isn't it?
I've got no ambitions for Sunday, be fair. You know, I'll tell you one thing that really will fuck me off. If Arteta gets a loose one and spunks one and wins against Chelsea, everybody's going to be going, oh, Arteta, oh, he's our saviour. Oh, he's turned the fucking club around again.
We're going places.
Oh, yeah, Arteta, he's the man. He's signed Odegaard.
Trust the process.
You know, fuck me, bollocks.
You tell him, Jez. Jez, why there's
that, Jez.
1,480 people watching this, Jez? Plug that book again that you brought, yeah? That you've got, the Arsenal history book. Plug it again, man.
Yeah, it's
Someone needs to go and buy this book, by the way. It'll educate a lot of you.
Arsenal, the complete record. It's if you want to know anything about the facts of Arsenal from the days of when it was Dial Square to this goes to 2018. It's in here. Every single team, every single match, result, facts, information about players, the great players, Ted Drakes, and up to, you know, modern day players. It's all in there. I'll tell you, there's some great stories in that book. Absolutely facts about the proper Arsenal. And if you want to see a picture of the marble halls, which are actually fucking green and white.
You told me this. I never fucking knew that. You told me that.
Yeah. The fucking East Stand, which I lived right next door for 22 years. And I've been in that stand God knows how many times to see the green and white marble. Have a look in there.
But they took inspiration from the marble halls for that shirt we wore once last season.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, exactly. Troops, what you got coming up, man? I know you're back in the UK, seeing the family and all that. When are you back to New York? Well, you're in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
You're back in New Jersey.
I'm out here for a couple months. I've got a couple of things to sort out.
Couple of months. Jeez, couple of months. Maybe you should have got that ticket after all.
Nah, fuck that.
That's free, yeah.
Nah, fuck that. I ain't very
That's good, man. What you got coming up? Listen, I keep telling you, man, you need to start vlogging on the daily. Seriously, your vlogs were lit. Yeah, in lockdown, the family vlogs were sick. I can't lie.
Nah, when they come over to Jersey, then man will start them up again, innit? But right now, it's just me, so I can't be bothered to do it by myself. Like.
Just do it, man.
I do best. Nah,
brother, I've sat in an apartment all day today. I'm going to sit in an apartment all day tomorrow. I'm going to go to the balcony on the sun lounger. Yeah. I'm going to upload it. I'm not going anywhere. Just it takes an hour's work to edit, bruv. Come on.
I don't even do the edit. Jetski does the edit, blood.
Mate, I might need his number. I can't lie because I'm fucking useless.
I don't even do the edit, blood. I just, you get me? Life is good, blood.
So what you got coming up? You got watch along and all that, yeah?
Yeah, watch alongs, podcasts, just the usual shit, man. You get me? I'll be active though, like you get me. I'll be out and about and whatnot, so I might do something different.
I appreciate you jumping on as well, man. Yeah,
come on, my G every time, man.
Always, yeah. Always. You got sworn in, bruv. Yeah, you got sworn in. Do you remember that?
You get me, Rat Army, blood.
Rat Army.
Rat Army. Chig, what you got coming up, man? Obviously, watch along on Sunday with me.
Proud of you, Troops, man. You're done well, man. Forging a career out of this thing, man. So well done, you've done well, man. Proud of you.
Nah, come on, Chig, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Well No, for me, by the way, Lee, you don't know it yet, I'm going to nick you at some point in the next 24 hours to do a preview for the Chelsea
Come on, I
game.
told you I'll jump on your channel as much as I can this season, man.
And then I've got the combat show, which I'll do some sort of boxing thing for Pacquiao and a couple of UFC stuff. And then the watch along on Sunday, like you say. Me, and it'll be the return of camera, which means I have to shave. Oh, flip.
Yeah, just go barber shop, man. Go barber shop, trim it up. I need to. I can't lie. I've got a Turkish barber's literally at the end of my road. Yeah, I didn't even know they did them over here. Yeah, I was like, right, I picked the right place to live, man. Turkish barbers are going to fix me up tomorrow. I'm going to get this. Maybe I shouldn't. I got a 5 head. Hairline's gone. It's watching this banter club. But listen, we're going to wrap this up. Big up to everyone who's watched live, man. There's still 1,400 people watching. Sub to everyone who's got a channel. All links are in the description apart from Troops, but obviously just type Troops TV and go and check him out. And yeah, man, this has been emotional. It's going to be fucking emotional when Lukaku rips us a new one on the weekend.
Well, come on, mate. Come on.
I got the Magnums ready.
Yeah, I got the Suaves ready.
I got the Magnums. I'm ready.
Hey,
I got hella dank. I'm
Wouldn't
ready.
it be hilarious if we beat them, though? Can you imagine?
I tell you
It's
straight,
so
yeah.
bad.
If it goes,
We'll win.
blood,
We'll
if it goes 3-0, yeah, and you go on my stream, all you're gonna see is this, blood. Because I'm telling you, blood, I can't smoke on my stream because like we're signed, like we're owned by a gambling company. So I can't smoke on my stream, blood. So you'll just see me quickly just go whoops. And all you'll hear in the background, all you'll hear is
I'm not even lying.
That's all you'll hear, blood. I
I've
swear to God.
I've already gone and purchased the popcorn, mate. I can't
Bro.
lie. Yeah. I'm gonna be
Look.
sitting there like I was against Brentford, just like ripping everyone. Like, yeah, cool, no worries. This is hilarious. Yeah, oh, cool, no dramas. Let's have a swig of the beer. Cool.
Look.
Yeah, more popcorn.
Yeah,
sweet.
you know what? You know what I think we're
Just
going
have
to
fun
win.
with it this season, man. It's not
Lee.
about the results. It's about the journey.
You know what I think we're going to win? We're going to fluke it again because of simple reasons that Chelsea just can't stop underestimating us. They underestimate us in the cup
Chelsea are gonna
final.
fucking slap us, Kenny. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. Doesn't matter how big you are, mate. Yeah.
We'll win. You watch.
I hear you, Lee. But let me tell you something. I thought we'd get fresh in the cup final. I thought we'd get fresh twice last season.
Yeah, but Kenny, cup finals are different. Yeah, like
I know.
I said we
You know
win the
the
cup
type of
final.
game. You know
Yeah, I
the type
said
of
we'd win
game
the cup
Arsenal
final.
win.
Yeah.
This is the type of game Arsenal win.
Yeah.
Last week was the type of game Arsenal lose.
Facts,
Trust me,
chick.
you can tell.
And then
You
we'll
can
go to
tell.
City and get battered
And
3-1 or
get battered
4-0.
and get smoked against City.
I'm
You
telling
watch.
you, fat
Yeah.
split against City, blood. What are you
Hang
on?
on here. We got
You're
West
gonna
Brom
be
in
a
the cup.
pop.
Does anyone talk about West Brom in the cup?
when are we got
Bro.
West Brom?
Somebody offered me a ticket for that. Yeah, I said, fuck off. I don't even want to go to that, mate.
When,
No, I ain't going.
When we
Wednesday.
got West Brom, I didn't even know we had a cup draw. When's this?
Yeah, because now,
Yeah, it's the
because
second round now.
bro, we've dropped so low, we now enter the Carabao Cup in the second fucking round.
Oh, wow. When's this cup game? I didn't even know.
Wednesday, next
Wednesday.
Wednesday. It's in between Chelsea and City, so Wednesday or Tuesday.
What, Wednesday coming?
Yeah, blood.
Yeah. Next
West
Wednesday,
Yeah.
man.
No.
Hey,
Yeah,
no
away.
way.
Away.
If we lose West
It's
Brom,
away
we could
as
be
well.
gone by then.
Yeah, we could be
gone
out of the
by West
Carabao
Brom.
Cup by fucking. We could be in 2 cups, yeah,
Mate, do you know what's
by
funny?
Wednesday.
Do you know what's
10
funny?
p.m. we could be
Somebody
in 2 cups.
DM'd me the other day and they said, "Can you get me a ticket for the West Brom game?" And I just went, "Nah, mate." Yeah, now I know what he meant. I was like, "Why is he asking me for West Brom tickets?"
Bro, we are so
Man.
shit, fam.
Mate,
If he, tell you what, though, if he loses that one as well, man, if he loses that one as well as Chelsea and City, surely.
You know what
this
it is
guy's
though,
just-
yeah? He'll send like Renarson and them man there because we got City. He'll send
Yeah,
Renarson.
yeah.
He'll send all their man there. Will go down there.
We
blood.
could lose that game. You know, I can't lie.
I'm not
think
gonna
we will.
lie.
I think we
Blood,
will.
West Brom are on smoke right now, bro. You know my guy Callum. Callum's on a mad team right now. He's
Yeah.
looking at
They
the
slap
split,
up
bro.
Sheffield United 4-0 the other day.
Yeah,
That's
watch
what I'm
that game,
saying. They're on smoke, blood. They're gonna be coming in like, all right, lads. You
You
understand?
know, the last time that we entered the early round of the League Cup?
Probably 92, 93,
I can't remember us going into the second round, and I'm 33.
What's that?
73.
1973.
Fuck.
There's another record he's broken.
There's another record.
No
There's
record
another one.
that's broken.
Hey, you
innit?
see, Measure cool fucking Arteta caliber because every minute it's another one.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm telling you, blood.
Arteta, man.
On my
Arteta,
mother's life. On my mother's life, this nigga just pulls out bare records, blood. And they're just going all the wrong way, blood.
Mate, he
Tell him
lost
that
that a record
DJ,
from
mate.
1928 last season, man. Like, seriously. And he was literally one Aubameyang equaliser away against Southampton at home. Yeah, from making a whole new record on his own of 5 straight home losses.
That's the thing. He makes new records I didn't even know about. Not even though they were thing.
Bro,
Listen,
Bro,
I'm
he's
gonna have to
making
wrap
his
this
own
up
record.
because I can't keep this t-shirt on any longer. I need to fucking go outside, man. And it's pitch black out there. Listen, Matisse is live, and we like Matisse. So the 1,400 people that are still watching this, going at, he's got 527 people watching live. Yeah, and he's live with Monstar and Sage. Absolutely spank his chat and just say Rat Army Takeover. Yeah, and big up to everyone who's watched live. MAH, type it into YouTube. MAH. Yeah, and just absolutely smash his stream to pieces with Rat Army, yeah? Rat Army Takeover. Big up to everyone in the panel. Big up to everyone watching live. Subscribe to the vlog channel before you leave. And the next vlog's dropping tomorrow. And then Banter Arsenal are back on Sunday. I can't believe we're playing Wednesday. Arteta out. Fuck Arteta, man. Laters.
Arteta